What's up, everybody? It's Dave Fernape here, and welcome to the NPL's Week 3 Sets of the Week. I'm your host, Dave Fernape here. Unfortunately, Hair Cross and I could not make it this week, but I'm going to be filling in for him, so let's get right into it. At Pokemon number 5 this week, we have Matty Brolic SLOWBRO. We saw the St. Louis Reshiram beat the Phoenix Sunkern, a big 5-0, so that was really good for him, and SLOWBRO was definitely one of the strongest Pokemon on the St. Louis Reshirams. Of course, it has Regenerator, so if it switches out, it gets its 30% of his HP back. Quiet nature, and its item was Wise Glasses, which, if you don't know what that does, that boosts special attacks by about 10%. And so the EVs were 8 HP EVs, 252 special attack EVs, and 248 defense EVs. With like the standard 0 attack IVs, so foul play doesn't do as much. And it also had 0 speed IVs, and that's because it was actually a Trick Room set. The moves were Trick Room, Surf, Psychic, and Ice Beam. Pretty standard on a Trick Room SLOWBRO, but it definitely hit all of Cheese's team. When it goes for Trick Room, obviously it becomes, since SLOWBRO is very slow, it's then faster than all of Cheese Boy's setup Pokemon or fast offensive threats. And it can obviously do a lot of damage with Surf, Psychic, and Ice Beam. Those just respectively, they all do a lot of damage to whatever comes in, whichever one's the best move. So Klefki, I think, took like 42%, and that was a defensive Klefki from Surf. So offensive SLOWBRO definitely puts in work, and it was a really good set, and we saw it used when Cheese Boy went for Dragon Dance with his Lapras. SLOWBRO ate it all the way up, did like 22%, even though Lapras was like +2, and went for Trick Room, got its HP back from the leftovers, and I believe Leech Seeds were up, and it was then faster and just cleaned up. So SLOWBRO was definitely a great set by Matty. Even if it wasn't super duper creative, it was definitely smart, and he had a lot of other creativity in the match, which we will get into later. But going to Pokemon number 4, we have JIRACHI from the Arizona Carvanas, who beat the Toronto Raptors 2-0, I believe. And so this JIRACHI was, of course, Serene Grace as its ability. Its nature was Timid to give it that speed boost, and Akaberry as its item, which Akaberry reduces super effective fire type attacks by 50%. So definitely he, of course, Togefor, King of Berries, was going to bring something like that. And its EV spread was pretty interesting. It had 4 HP EVs, 4 defense EVs, 248 special attack, 252 speed. So definitely well made and thought out. So the moveset was Calm Mind, Psychic, Hidden Power Ground, and Flash Cannon. So he brought a special variant, as we can see with Calm Mind. Hidden Power Fire hit stuff like Lucario, which might not have died, to a Psychic, and especially number 1, Bronzong, hit Bronzong pretty hard. Jolt also, he didn't bring Bronzong and he didn't bring Lantern, but it also does pretty good against like a physically defensive Lantern if it came in. If Jolt decided to bring that, as a Psychic would do a lot of damage, where Jolt would have definitely probably brought a physical set, because that counters, the Iron Heading not doing very much damage, as it is resisted. And the Psychic and Flash Cannon, of course, just a stab. It does a lot of damage to his entire team, and could kill big threats like a Venusaur that might have been physically defensive, or like even like if it was like a Hidden Power Ground Sylveon, which it might have been, I don't remember, I don't think it was, but if the Sylveon was Hidden Power Ground and physically defensive, and that was Jolt's, for some reason that's his way of countering the thing, Flash Cannon would have beat it. So it was a pretty well made set by Toge, which we saw just at the end of the game come in and do what it was supposed to do, and basically clinch the victory for Togevoir. Pretty smart set, and definitely was, even if it was a pretty simple set, it came out of the blue and pretty well thought by Togevoir. Jumping right into Pokemon number 3, we have Kyurem from the Jersey Dwebbles. Cloud Envy definitely prepared well for his opponent's threats. This Kyurem had pressure, of course, nature calm. Its item was light clay, which it extends the duration of screens. It had 252 HP EVs, 100 defense EVs, and 152 special defense EVs. So he definitely did a lot of calcing to see which Pokemon that it can live and do well against, like Heliolisk, Alakazam, Suicune. It definitely put in work versus those three Pokemon. Definitely walled them. Number one Pokemon being Landorus that this thing really put in work against. Its moveset was Light Screen and Reflect, hence why the Light Clay, and Ice Beam and Roost. So a more defensive support Kyurem was definitely unexpected, and that was really smart of him to bring. Really creative. It also, after the Reflect got up, that means like that the Megalopony basically does nothing. It's crippled. Even if it's not like itself is crippled, it definitely has a harder time versus his team, especially with a Cofagrius chilling in the back. And maybe even like a return might not have killed the Kyurem. I highly doubt it would have lived a high jump kick even though Reflect was up, but maybe he did calcs and maybe like excuse me, maybe it could have. I don't think so. I did not look into that, but I don't think that's what the purpose of Kyurem was, but definitely it beats Landorus, it beats Suicune, which obviously is a huge threat with Calm Mind. Heliolisk, which even though it still allows the Heliolisk to gain momentum, it doesn't gain momentum and damage, which could have been a huge threat if Cloud Envy did not plan for that pretty well. And lastly, did very good against the Alakazam. So that was really good on Cloud Envy's part. That was really unexpected. When I saw the screens go up, I was shocked. And the fact that it was basically walling like Pokemon that would normally beat a Kyurem. And definitely thought that an offensive Kyurem would have been good there, which was probably another reason why Cloud decided to bring defensive, just because he knew his opponent would prepare for an offensive Kyurem, and then Cloud just brings something completely opposite. So that was really smart by Cloud, just getting into the head of his opponent even before the match started. So very smart by him. And after I got the Reflects and Light Screen up, that basically made it a lot easier for Pokemon like, if Sandslash and Mienshao, those sort of Pokemon, to start doing in work, and any other Pokemon you'd have. It'd also give like Pokemon like Rotom Wash an easier time, and give the main threats of the opposing side a lot harder time in trying to kill Pokemon, and definitely was a good wall and broke a lot of the opponent's momentum. So now moving on to Pokemon number 2, we have again from Matty Brawlick his Shift reset this time. Of course, the ability Early Bird. Its nature was Careful, it had the Leftovers item, and its EVs were 64 HP, 252 depth, and 192 speed. Now this was a very interesting set. He has Defog, Protect, Leech Seed, and Leaf Blade. That was pretty surprising for Matty to bring like a more defensive Shiftry, and that came in really clutch, as it helped that Musharna, which with Calm Mind and everything, trying to set up, it could not set up the Leech Seeds, and obviously that was whittling it, and Shiftry was a very good counter to that, and it was surprising he even chose to bring. I don't even know how he thought to bring that. That was great, and it also stopped the Lapras, or it crippled the Lapras with the Leech Seeds, of course. The Defog, just because it has to get rid of hazards. That's one of its main purposes, besides walling those two Pokemon and other setup sweepers that Cheese could have brought and other threats. And it also walled, like straight up hard walled, a Dugtrio. Like Dugtrio could not do anything, coupled with a different, very smart set, which was the, I believe, Shed Shell Magnezone. Shiftry can come in even if the thing's arena trapped, and walls it, and can get rid of the the opposing screens from Klefki, which had light screen and reflective, etc. The default got rid of that, got rid of Dugtrio's stealth rock, and in the same time was very good answers and can do damage and definitely could cripple them with Leech Seed. So that was very, very creative by Maddie. That was unexpected to me. When I saw it, I thought it'd be like offensive with knockoff. But his entire team was planned so well, worked so good together. It was great synergy, and you know, to have 2 Pokemon in the set of the week, but that's great by Maddie. And we hope to see more of this incredible creativity by him. So now, excuse me, my voice is giving way. Moving on to Pokemon number 1, the best set of the week we saw this week. Definitely ABERFORTH, coach of the Brisbane Breloom, their RAIKOU, which was super, super clutch. It was down 4-0, and it made a comeback to give him the win. It had the pressure ability, timid nature. It was leftovers as its item. Its EVs was 32 HP, 252 special attack, and 224 speed. Its moveset was Thunderbolt, Calm Mind, Hidden Power Ice, and Signal Beam. Excuse me. The Hidden Power Ice Thunderbolt gave him very good coverage, besides maybe Celebi and Umbreon, which Signal Beam, which it also has, hit both of them for super effective damage. The EVs are so that it outsped Timid Thundurus, and then just of course max special attack to do damage, and just the rest in bulk. This was a great set, and he played it pretty well, waiting till the very end to bring it out. I'm sure the entire time he was looking for his chance to throw it out there, get it out, and be able to start punching holes in the team, and thinking like maybe if he brought in Umbreon after a Calm Mind, the Signal Beam would do a lot of damage. But RAIKOU, it was definitely smart to bring it, and it definitely, you know, especially against Pokemon like Thundurus, it's a great chance for RAIKOU to sweep. And it was great by ABERFORTH, and it basically was the #1 reason why he got the win. So great sets by everybody in this week, and these 5 were incredible, a different level of skill. So yeah, this has been Dave for an Ape from the NPL. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to the NPL, subscribe to Heracross Night, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much.